Making an e-commerce website has never been easier, and in this tutorial I will show you step by step how you can create your own e-commerce website using WordPress and SureCart. Let me show you what we will cover in this tutorial. I will show you how to get your own .com domain name for free if you don't have one, and then we will install WordPress. WordPress is the most powerful website builder on the web. It powers more than 43% of all the websites in the world, and it's free. And then we'll install SureCart. This turns your WordPress site into a blazing fast, powerful online store. With SureCart you can sell about anything. Simple products with one option, like hats or sunglasses. You can create variable products with multiple options, like colors and sizes. Digital files, like ebooks, photos, or your own software with a license key. You can even sell subscriptions for a course, coaching, for your community. The sky is the limit and you have full control over the pricing. You can charge once, you can offer monthly or yearly subscriptions, you can give free trials, allow split payments so people can pay in multiple parts, let visitors name their own price, you can accept donations, and there are even lifetime deals. And the great thing is that you can also combine those payment methods. Let me show you. So if you sell a course, for instance, you can let the visitor decide to go for a monthly subscription, you can offer a yearly subscription with 2 months for free, or offer a lifetime payment and let the visitor decide which option is best for them. And then there are 3 ways to sell your products. Using an overview like this with products. You can also turn any product into an instant checkout so you can see the product and the checkout all at once. And the third option is to create a complete landing page for your products. SureCart offers a ton of ways to increase your revenue. You can recover abandoned carts with automated emails. Add one-click upsells so people can buy something with one click after they already purchased something. You can add order bumps to appear on the checkout page, so with one click they can add another product to their checkout. You can use coupons with discount and even build your own affiliate army to sell things for you so they get a commission when they promote products on your website. How about shipping and taxes? SureCart got you covered. That can all be automated based on where people live or where the products will be shipped to. You can add payment methods like Stripe and PayPal so that when you make sales, that money goes to your bank account. And the great thing is, it's all really easy to set everything up, and I will show you step by step how you can do that. We'll take a look at reports, integration with other tools, so you can get even more out of your webshop. So when you follow all the steps in this tutorial, you will be able to sell products in your neighborhood, in your country, and even in the whole wide world. In the description of this tutorial I have timestamps, so if you want to go to a specific part in the tutorial, you can click on the timestamp and you go directly to that part of the tutorial. When I go to fast for you, you can go to the settings here at YouTube, go to playback speed and slow down the speed of the tutorial. And if you want to go back a few seconds in the video, just hit the left arrow on your keyboard and you will go back 5 seconds in the video. If you can appreciate that I made this video for free, then please like this video, that would mean a lot to me. And if you want to learn more about making websites and selling products on the internet, then feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel and then you'll be the first who gets a notification when I upload a new video. Now let me show you the 3 steps we're about to take. So first you get your free domain name and we will get web hosting. What is a domain name? A domain name is the address of your website. Web hosting is a special computer that's turned on 24/7 that contains all your files, all your emails, all your images, all the content on your website. So with your free domain name and web hosting, you are visible on the internet. Then we will install WordPress, and WordPress is completely free. It's the best tool to create a website without having to know anything about coding because WordPress is doing all the hard stuff for you. And then we'll create a web shop using SureCart. And for the website we will make, people can charge thousands of dollars, but I will show you for free how you can do it yourself. If you already have a domain and web hosting, you can do 2 things. You can migrate your current website to this amazing web hosting platform. And I have a tutorial here that can show you step by step how you can do that. And if you already have installed WordPress, you can skip step 2 and go directly to step 3. And I will show you right now where you need to go in the tutorial in order to follow along from that point on. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. If you already have a domain name and web hosting, you can skip this part. If you don't have it, you can go to webhosting70.com, hit enter. And then you can click over here to go to Hostinger. Through the years, I've been searching for the best web hosting companies that are also affordable, and then I came across Hostinger. I've already been using their service for 7 years and I love it. And I'm not the only one. If you take a look at the reviews at Trustpilot, you see that other people are also really excited about Hostinger. And if you take a look at Google Trends, you see that Hostinger is taking over the web hosting industry. And why? Because their quality is top-notch and they're really affordable. So I can click over here on claim deal, and then you'll see 3 plans, and I will make it really easy for you. The premium plan offers 25 GB of SSD storage. That's quite fast, but the business plan offers 50 GB of NVMe storage. NVMe storage is up to 5 times as fast as SSD storage. So I would go with the business plan. Why not the cloud startup plan? Because you can always upgrade later. So when you would have created 30 websites with the business plan, then it would be great to upgrade to the cloud startup plan. But when you're getting started, I highly recommend the business plan. So what does the business plan have? Well, as I said, you can have up to 50 websites. You get 50 GB of NVMe storage. 50 GB is more than enough. You get a free domain. With other web hosting companies that cost money, but here at Hostinger you get it for free. You get unlimited free SSL, which will make your website secure. You get daily backups, free CDN, which will make your website fast all over the world. What I also really like about Hostinger is that you get free domain privacy. What does it mean? Normally when you register a domain name, all your information, your address, your phone number, your email address will be visible on the internet. And when that information is available on the internet, a lot of people can send you spam emails with, hey, I can make a website for you, I can make a logo for you. You don't want that. With domain privacy, that will be hidden. And with other web hosting companies that cost money, but here with Hostinger, it is free. And to make it even better, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you somehow don't like the service, you can get your money back, no questions asked. So I scroll down and I click on choose plan, and then it says you pay $30.99 per month, but I can give you extra discount. So if you click over here, have a coupon code, you can fill in Ferdy, click on apply, and you get 10% extra discount, and you pay $3.59. Hostinger will reward you if you go for a longer period. So the first period you get web hosting, you get extra discount. So if you would go for 4 years, 48 months, you pay $3.59 per month for the next 4 years. The only thing is you have to pay right now. If you want to go for 12 months, click over here, you pay a bit more per month. You pay $4.49 per month. And after your first period, 12 months, 24 months or 48 months, after your first period, you start to pay $13.99 per month. This is still worth every single penny. If I think about how important a website is for your business, $30.99 is still really affordable. And the first period you get extra discount. So or you go for 12 months and you pay $4.49 per month, or you go for 4 years and you just pay $3.59 per month for the next 4 years. So do you want to go for 4 years for $172, or do you want to go for 1 year and pay just $53.89? I will go with 12 months. So I scroll down and I click on continue. And then I need to register. I can do that with Google, with GitHub, or with my email address. So I will use my email address. I need to create a password. And then I click on register. We can choose a domain name later. Then we need to fill in our information over here. So I will fill in my first name, my last name. I'm from the Netherlands, and all this information can be filled in later. So I will leave it as it is. If you have a company, you can enter details over here. So I will say what my company is over here. And then I click on continue. Then there's the payment method. And depending on the country where you come from, there are a lot of different payment methods. So I can pay with credit card, PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Alipay. But if you're from another country, it can be that you also see your local payment provider over here. So I want to pay with credit card, so I'll fill in my details over here. So over here, I click on submit payment. It says your payment's done. Let's go. Set up your servers right away to start using them. Congratulations with your web hosting plan. Now let's register our free domain name and install WordPress on it. So I can click over here, if English is not our main language, and look at how many languages there are. There's so many more than the last time when I checked. So if you see your language over here, you can select it and then you can continue in your own language. I will continue in English. So for who is this website? This website is for myself or my business. I click on next. Do you want to create or migrate a website? I want to create a website from scratch. So I click on create website. Next. How do you want to build your website? I want to use WordPress. So I click on next. And now I need to create the login details for my WordPress account. So my WordPress admin email is this one. I create a password. Then I click on next. I want to create a blank site. So I click over here. Now we can choose a domain name. I want to go for gamesunited.com, see if it's still available. So let's take a look. What domain do you want to use for this website? So now we can choose a domain name for our website. And since you get one for free, you can pick your free domain name right now. So I want to go with this domain. And then I can see if it's still available. I want to go for the .com version. So I click over here and then I click on next. Do I buy this for personal use or for my company? For my company. So I click on next step. Then I will fill in the information over here. And then I click on finish registration. So it's registering the domain. And now you need to think about the people you want to reach. Where are they living? If they live in Europe, you can select France or the United Kingdom. If they live in the United States, you can select one of those two. I go for the United States. So I click on next. We go directly to our website. I want to go to Hostinger. So I click over here, go to Hostinger. I close this. And then here at my domain name, I want to go to the dashboard. Now here we are at our Hostinger dashboard. It says boosting time, almost 24 hours left. So what will happen now? Our website will go live. It can go live any moment. In some cases, in most cases, it's live immediately. So what I can do now, I can click over here and then I will see if my website is live already. So I click here, then I will be redirected. And what I see, I'm already live. Look at this. This is my live website, my domain. So if it's not the case for you, just be patient for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And if you click over here, your website should be live within 10 minutes. So what you see over here is the backend of WordPress. This is where we can adjust our website. If I click over here, I see the front end of my website. This is what people will see when they enter our website. And it looks okay, but of course we're gonna make it look so much better. And because we are logged in, we see this bar over here. Other people that are not logged in, they don't see this bar. With this bar, we can navigate from the front end to the back end by clicking here. So now I want to close the other two tabs. This is the back end of our website. This is the front end. On the back end of our website, we can adjust our website. We can create blog posts. We can add videos, images, PDFs. We can create the homepage, the contact page, the About Us page. We can moderate comments when people have a comment on our blog post or a product we have. We can change the look and feel of our website with themes. We can add extra functionalities to our website. We can add other users that can do things for us on our website. There are WordPress tools and there are settings. So congratulations, you're live now. I like to work in a tidy space, in a clean up environment. And right now we have installed WordPress on our brand new domain name. Congratulations with that. Now I want to show you how to clean it up a bit so we can work more efficiently and more productively. Let me show you how. Now I want to configure our website in a way that we can work more efficiently. How can we do that? Well, the first thing, I want to dismiss this message. Then I want to go to the screen options and uncheck everything. So the overview of our dashboard will be clean. Of course, afterwards I want to install Google Analytics so I see an overview of the visitors of my website. And if I have a web shop, I want to see the amount of sales. But for now, I want to leave it empty. Then I want to go to the website, to the front end. There's one blog post that will come with every WordPress installation. And in this case, it is here. Hello world. If I click on it, it says my domain /index.php, all that stuff. I want that to look better. So I go to the backend, to settings, permalinks. And there I want to change the custom structure to post name. So I'll see my domain.com or whatever / and then the name of the posts. So I click on save the changes. Now I go to my website. I click over here. Now as you see, it just says / hello world. That's so much better. Then I go over here. Howdy, Ferdy Corp. I click on edit profile. I want to scroll down. I want to fill in my first name, last name, and then change the display in name publicity to Ferdy Korpershoek. And now it says Howdy Ferdy Korpershoek. If you want to have an image like this, let me save it first, update my profile. I scroll down. You can change or create your profile picture on Gravatar. So you need to open this link. Then you can sign up, leave your email address, which should be the same as on your website, and upload an image. And that will be displayed over here and over here. Okay, Over here at the admin color scheme, we can change the look and feel of the backend, the color. So I can click over here. It will be light, modern, blue, ocean, etc. You can choose something you prefer, and I prefer the default one. Let's go to posts. I want to select all the posts, even though there's only one, and I click on bulk actions, move to the trash, apply, go to the trash, empty the trash. Then I go to pages, select all pages, bulk actions, move to the trash, apply, and at the trash, I want to empty the trash. Then I want to go to plugins, select all plugins, bulk actions, deactivate, apply, select again, bulk actions, delete. I want to start from scratch with no plugins. Of course, we can add plugins later, but right now I want to start with nothing. Now, if I go to my dashboard, it looks so much cleaner already. Then I want to go to the settings, general, and make sure that over here in my WordPress URL, it says HTTPS and not HTTP. If there's no S, you can add it over here. And also over here. And then scroll down and save the changes. If you need to change it, you need to log in again. Go back to settings, general, and I scroll down. You can change the site language. You can change the time zone. Well, if I say I'm from the Netherlands, so if I focus on people from the Netherlands, I can just say AMS, Amsterdam. I search the city that is in my time zone, and then automatically everything will be synced to the right time zone. Then there's the date format. I like to prefer the upper one. You can change it to another one or have a custom one. The time format, I like to use PM in capitals. My week starts on Monday. So I click on save the changes. Great. A really important aspect of your website is the site title. So let me show you how to come up with a great site title for your website. When it comes to the site title, never say welcome to this website, because people that want to search for your products or your information do not search for welcome on this website. So what you can do, you can go to Google, search for the thing you want to be found on. So I will say buy a PlayStation, and then scroll down, buy a PlayStation, Amazon. This is all sponsored stuff. So let's see. Let's go to the organic results. PlayStation itself, PlayStation consoles, PS5. So use the thing you want to be found on in the title of your website. So I would say buy game consoles. And besides that, you need to get the attention. So buy a PS5 console. Between all those titles, you need to stand out. So what I want to stand out with is worldwide shipping. Another thing you can do is go to ChatGPT. I want to sell game consoles worldwide. Give me a great SEO title for my website. Buy game consoles online. Okay, and then I could say PS5, Xbox, Switch 2. Tagline, in a few words, explain what the site is about. Well, to be honest, this is not used anymore. So we can leave this empty. We're going to talk about the site icon, this area, later. So I save it. And now we have our site title. So if I go to the website, then we see over here buy game consoles worldwide. And here we also see that it doesn't look appealing. We're going to make it look so much better. So let me close this and close this. What are we going to do now? WordPress works with WordPress themes. A theme decides the look and feel of your website, and every theme has their own functionality. There are premium themes that cost money. There are free themes. And I found over all the years that I work with WordPress since 2011, I found the best free themes. It feels like a premium theme, but it's free, but it has premium features. Let me show you how to get it. In order to get that theme, we go to ferdy.com/Bloxy. Hit enter. and we can get it for free. I don't see that anywhere right now. So what we also can do, we can close this. Then we can go to the back end of our website to Appearance, Themes. Then I click on Add Theme. And over here, I search for Bloxy. And there it is, the Bloxy theme. I click on Install. Activate. Then we need to install the Bloxy companion. So I click on that. Now, if I go to the website, it doesn't look that appealing yet. It looks a little bit better. And now we can create something beautiful out of this. So I go back to Appearance Themes. I want to keep everything organized. So I go to this theme, which we do not use anymore, Theme Details. I click on it, delete it. Okay. So this is how our website looks right now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to install SureCart. SureCart will turn our website into an e-commerce website so we can start selling products. Let me show you how you can get it. I go to a new tab and I go for ferdy.com/SureCart. Hit enter. And then you will arrive on this exclusive landing page of mine, which can give you 30 days of SureCart Pro for free. So how does it work? SureCart is free. And what SureCart does, it gets a transaction fee of 1.9% of everything you sell. So if you sell something for $100, SureCart gets 1.9% of that. So you can use the service for free and you only pay money when you make money through your website using SureCart. But what I have for you, I have an exclusive deal that will give you 30 days of SureCart Pro for free. And we have the Pro version, you don't pay the transaction anymore. So if you sell something for $100, you keep all the money. There's no transaction fee for the first 30 days. So in order to sign up, we click over here and then we can register our account. We can do that with Google or we can do it using our own email address. So I will use my name and my own email address, info@ferdy.com. I need to create a password. So I created a password and I click on sign up. We have sent a verification email to info@ferdy.com. Please click on the link to verify your account. So let's do that. I go to my email account. So over here, SureCart, please verify your email. Verify your email. Your email address has been verified. So this is a beautiful overview. This is Adam Price, a really nice guy. I met him a few times and I'm happy that I did. Really nice guy. So look at this. This looks really nice. It looks, in my opinion, so much better than WooCommerce. So I can close this and I can close this. Now I want to go to the back end of our website by clicking here. Then I want to go to plugins, add a plugin. And over here I search for SureCart. It's the second option over here, SureCart. More than 100,000 installations, a lot of 5-star reviews, updated 20 hours ago and compatible with our current version of WordPress. What does SureCart do? It's e-commerce made easy for selling physical products, digital downloads, subscriptions, donations, and payments. Install now. Activate. Awesome. Now I can go to SureCart over here and then click on Get Started. Welcome. Let's set up your online store. I click on Create a new store. Then I can choose the brand color. So what I will do, I will go to this logo of mine, open it in Photoshop. I go to the color tool and I want to grab this color, copy the color code and place it over here. What's the currency? Well, I want to focus on people in the United States. So I will use dollars. If you're only selling from a certain country, for instance, the Netherlands or Belgium or France, then you can use euros and you can also search for the country. So I will go for United States dollars. I click on continue. Do you want to start from scratch or do you want to start with demo products? It's really easy to remove them later. I want to start with demo products so I can see how the website will look with a few products in it. And then later on I can remove those. I click on continue. Confirm email for store notifications. Well, I use info@ferdy.com. Continue. And now it is setting up our store. And now I can click on view my products. So here we see the products we have, demo products. And if I click over here, I go to the website. I see nothing yet, but if I go to the shop, there we see our products. If I would click on it, it looks like this. We can make this look so much better, but right now it is what it is. We're going to configure this all so it will look better. What I saw at the back end if I go to SureCart, complete your store setup, so we can go live. I like to complete it, so I click on complete setup. Then I go to this area again, but I already have an account. So over here, below sign up, there is a small option, sign in, like that. I want to create a new organization. By gain consoles. So automatically it got the information from my website. So if I start selling things, then I see all the information over here. I see a nice dot over here, a red dot, getting started. So over here, I click on mark as done, mark as done, mark as done. So our setup is now complete. Your store is now connected to SureCart. Amazing. So now if I would go to SureCart, it doesn't show that message about account completion anymore. So I marked this all as done. So what's important is that right now our website, in my case Games United, is now linked with SureCart. Before we start creating products, I want to show you how to configure your theme in a way that it looks a little bit better, so it can work better. Let's make this look a little bit better. How can we do that? We can go to the customizer. There are a few things I want to do. I want to upload a logo. If you want to create your own logo, you can go to YouTube and search for Ferdy logo. There's a tutorial on how to create a logo for free. Also a favicon, which is this area over here and here. So I have one already. I click on the three dots, select the logo, I upload files, and I want to go for this logo. I always create spaces, copy the title, place it in the alt text and in the description, select it. There we go. Then I want to get rid of the site title over here. And I like the height. It's great as it is. Then I want to go back. I want to go to colors. You can use totally different colors for your website. For instance, you can even have a dark look if you want to. I always use the first one and then I change the color. So if it changes to something else, you see it changes on multiple places in the website. So again, I go to Photoshop. This is my main color. I paste it over here. And then secondary color, I grab this one. Publish. Okay, then I want to go back. I want to go to the menu here at the core, menus, create a menu, and I call this one the main menu. I want to assign it to header menu 1, which is over here. So if I click on add items, I can add the shop, I can add the checkout, and I can add the dashboard. For the sake of the tutorial, I can change that later. And then one more thing, go back to the homepage settings. I want to display a static page, and the homepage is our shop. So by default, we see our products over here. And since we're here, let me show you one more thing. For the sake of the design, I want this to be embedded or boxed into an area. In order to do that, I go to General, Layout. I want to change the width of the website to 1120. That's in my opinion, the best width for a website. Then I want to go back. Let me see. I want to go back and then at the pages, I want it to be boxed like that. So if I would click on this product, I also want it to be boxed. It's not the case, so I go back and I go to SureCart. Let me see, single SureCart products, that is this page. And now I can get rid of the title because I don't want to have this area here above with the date. So I turn it off. It's gone. And now I want to make this boxed. Then one more thing. If I publish this and I close this, I think this is okay, but a single product is really wide. So you need to scroll a lot to see the information. So what I prefer to do, I go to the customizer. I want to make this smaller. So what I will do, I will go to the single SureCart product page I want to make it narrow. So there you go. That is too narrow in my opinion. So now I can go back, go to general layout. And then for the narrow container max width, I want to bring it to 920. That's 200 pixels less. So 100 pixels here at the left and 100 pixels at the right. So when I go to the home page, it is the full width. If I go to a single product page, it looks like that. I like it a lot. One more thing, I want to decrease this space. Customizer. Click on the main row. Change the row height to 70. I want to go to the logo and also make it a bit smaller. I can click here, arrow down to see how that looks. How about 40? Why not 39? That's my age right now. I know, I also don't believe it. But never let your age decide the height of your logo. That is so dangerous because if you're 134, then it looks like that. I don't want that. If you're 16, it looks like that. So I just say 40. Jesus was in the desert for 40 days. Moses was on the top of the hill of the mountain for 40 days. It rained on the earth for 40 days with Noah. So 40. Also, never let Bible stories dictate the height of your logo. Okay, if I hover over here, it becomes orange. I like it. This is so much better to work with. One more thing. We see WordPress over here. I want to change that. So I go to the customizer. I scroll down. I go to site identity. And I change the site icon. Upload files, select files, and I want to upload my favicon. It needs to be square and a PNG so you can see through it, which is also the case over here. Publish, close it. Voila, we have this beautiful favicon over here, this logo. I love it. Let's continue with SureCart. I want to take a look at a few important SureCart configurations. We're going to the SureCart settings, set up a few important things, and then it's about time to create products. So let's start to create products. But first, configuration settings. In order to go to the settings, we go to the backend, to SureCart, and then all the way down, we see settings. We're not going to cover them all, but for now, the most important one. So we go to the store settings, the upper one, the store name. It fetches from the settings general. If you don't have them over here, make sure you have them over here. Then you copy them and you paste them over here. The store URL, the store currency, we talked about it already. Time zone, it should be your own time zone where you come from. I come from Amsterdam. I live in the Netherlands. The store language is English. Then there needs to be a terms page. So I create a new page. I hold Command so it opens in a new tab. And I call this page terms. Publish, publish. I copy this URL and I paste over here. Then I create a new page. It's called the privacy policy page. It depends on what you're selling. So I cannot give you one privacy policy that is valid for every single country in the world. So what you can do, you can go to ChatGPT, say, I sell game consoles worldwide. Write me the terms to sell things online. I copy it. I go back to the terms, paste it. And then I need to change a few things. Today it's July 13, 2025. You can also go over here, get rid of all the separators. Then my email address and my phone number. Okay, save it. Then we do the same thing with the privacy policy. Also write me the text for the privacy policy. Okay, copy it, paste it, and I do the same thing over here. Save it, then let me grab the link. I pasted already. I save it, then I scroll down, notification settings. Well, if I send an email like, hey, you bought something, from whom should it come? It can be from Game Consoles. What I prefer to do is Ferdy from Game Consoles. Makes it a little bit more personal. And if people reply, it goes to this email address. By the way, if you adjust something over here and you save it here, this will also be saved. I was wondering like, hey, if I adjust something over here and I save this, will this information also be saved? But they're exactly the same buttons. If you click on save, it saves everything on this particular page. So, contact information. This is mandatory, especially when you sell things on the internet. So you need to fill in your email, your phone, your website, your country, the name of your company, and your address. So I will do that. So I save it. And that's the store settings area. I go to design and branding. And now since everything is connected, we are able to add our image, upload media, and I grab it from my computer, from the desktop. I select it and I choose this one file. Okay, select the theme. I want it to be light or dark. Well, I prefer light. This depends on the theme you have. So I keep it as this. I want to remove the SureCart branding, save it. So there's a cart. If I open the website, there's nothing. But if I would change this to both, I want to have an icon in the menu. This is not working with every theme, but let's try it. And I want to have an area over here if I have something in my cart. So I click on Add Menu. I want to place it right from this menu. Save it, always show it, also if there's not anything in the cart. So let me refresh this. Yes, it's working. Awesome. So also with the Bloxy theme, it works. Let me see if I add something to the cart. Add it to the cart. Now this appears. So that only appears when you have something in your cart. If you don't have anything in your cart, so I get rid of it. By the way, look at this, how beautiful and elegant it looks. I love it. Now it's gone. So I really like that. You can also change it to this one. That's what I prefer. Save it, refresh. There you go. And as I showed already, if you add something to the cart, it also appears over here. Okay, then we go to the orders and invoices. The order numbering, you can have a prefix, so games or GU underscore Games United. I leave it empty. You can have a sequential order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a random order with numbers and letters. We're going to talk about payment methods later. We're going to talk about invoices and recipients later. Upsells, we're going to talk about it later. So for now, this is good enough to get started. If I go to my website, it looks like this. I think it looks decent. And now it's time to show you how to add products and what kind of products you can add. And I have to tell you, I really like the whole workflow of creating products within SureCart. I want to show you quickly how the products in your SureCart WordPress website are displayed and how you can navigate through them. As you see, we already have a few products, demo products, and over here we can order them by latest, oldest, alphabetical order, price, low to high. I like the animation you see over here. We can also search for products. So I can search for installment. And then we see this one because it has that name. So automatically it updates, setup, as you see. You also can get rid of the filters by clicking here. And then you see 4 products in a row. It's all really responsive. It's all really fast. And if I go to the backend, I can go to SureCart, products, and then I see an overview of all the products I have. And I see a lot of categories or a lot of areas I can filter or filter out. If you don't work with commissions, for instance, you can get rid of this area by going to the screen options, commission amount. So I don't work with integrations. And when you do that, it becomes a little bit easier to look at everything. If you have everything, it's a lot of information. So I try to get rid of the things I don't use. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for, even the people that are not watching this video, they also actually deep down inside their hearts want to learn how to create a product. But you're the lucky one. You found this video. You can literally watch this. Imagine being a person that deeply inside wants to create a product, but he doesn't know that this video exists. How sad. But you are the lucky one. You are watching this video right now. I'm about to show you how to create a product. This is so weird, but let's keep it in the video. Okay, in order to create a new product, I click on Add New. And this is the hardest part of the tutorial. You need to come up with a product name. I'm kidding. I don't know if that's hard. Maybe it's hard, maybe not. But you need to create a name for your product. So I will start with my first product. It's called the Nintendo Switch 2. I click on create. And now look at this beautiful layout. I prefer this one over the one from WooCommerce. This is really 2025, not 2017. But hey, no disrespect to WooCommerce. I really like the tool too. But when it comes to design, I appreciate this more. So I will make use of the help of ChatGPT. So I say, give me a description for the Nintendo Switch 2 and only use bullet points. Wow. Yeah, how about we make it shorter? Give me less bullet points and make it way shorter. Yes. It's already there, so I don't have to have that last one. Copy this, paste it here in the description. Okay, then we have the pricing. Well, right now we want to start simple. I click on add price. Don't be overwhelmed. Why should you not be overwhelmed? Because right now we're going to just choose a price, but there's so much possible with this. People can pay what they want. People can buy a subscription. They can pay in multiple parts, multiple times. So I want to go to the price, and that is $469. Compare at price, so it can be that it's discounted from $4.99. So let's do that. And for the rest, I leave it as it is. We'll talk about all those beautiful options later. I want to start with a simple product. So it says it was $499, but now it is $469. Then we can add images by clicking here. Upload files, select files, and there are a few images I got from a website. So I cannot share those with you. There's probably something with copyright. I don't want to get in trouble, but you can download the images you want to use for your products. I select them and keep in mind the first one, the first image is featured. So I select this one. I get rid of the Mario Kart one. So we have 4 images. Awesome. I can save it and publish it, by the way. And then I can do even more. I can view the product. So if I click on command and I click over here or control on the PC, this is how it looks so far. Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, let's see if I can get less space over here. I don't need the bullet points. Save it, refresh. So much better. So we can navigate, we can click on it. We can add it to the cart. We can buy it now. And if you click on buy now, you go to the checkout at once. So that's really nice. It uses the colors of my website. So what else? Well, right now it looks like this, an image, some information. It's on sale, quantity. We can add multiple products to the cart. There are related products, but we can have more information. So if I go to YouTube, then I search for Nintendo Switch 2 trailer. Okay, I can copy this, copy the link address. Now over here at the content area, open content designer, I can create anything that can be created using the WordPress editor. So if I say /, we can have a heading, a separator, a list, an image. I can also search for YouTube and I can embed a YouTube video. I can place it over here, embed, save it. I go back. And now when I refresh this, look at this. I have that video here below. So if you want to, you can create a lot over here. I open the content designer again. I want to get rid of this. Save it. I go back. So I'm using this with the WordPress editor, but you also can use Elementor, the best free page builder for WordPress. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to ferdy.com/Elementor. Hit enter. You know what? Let me show you how that works. You know what? Let me show you how you can do that. Here we only see the Pro version. So I will close this again. I want to go to the backend, to plugins. I recorded this part later. That's why you saw those products. I click on add plugin. There it is. You can search for Elementor. More than 10 million installations. Install now. Activate. Then I click on the X over here. Then I go to screen options and I get rid of this area. Then I want to go to Elementor and settings. And then I want to turn those to on. Save the changes. And now if I go to the product, SureCart products, Nintendo Switch 2, I scroll down, open the content editor. Now it says edit with Elementor. Let me close this. And if I would go to YouTube, or we don't even have to do it, I click on heading. This is a test. Publish. Okay, I close this. And now, if I save the product, I go to the website or I view the product over here. I see this is a test. So I can create exactly what I want using Elementor. If you want to learn more about Elementor, go to ferdy.com. Search over here for WordPress tutorial for beginners. Here I talk in depth, making a website in more than 4.5 hours on how to make a website using Elementor. We'll dive deep into the matter of Elementor. So that's also how you can work with the Elementor page builder in SureCart. What I want to do now, I open this, edit with Elementor, get rid of this area, publish, go back, exit to WordPress. Then I want to go to plugins. And for now I turn off or deactivate Elementor. Okay, let's go back to the SureCart products. Nintendo Switch 2. Then inventory. Well, inventory is really important. Otherwise people buy things on your product and you have to tell them the product is not available anymore. And then the buyer says, but I just bought it from your website. And then you say, yes, but it's out of stock. And then the person says, but it says on the website that it's not out of stock. And then you said, yes, because I did not turn on inventory. And then the person says, yeah, but you should have turned on inventory. And that's why it's really important to use inventory. Let me show you how that works. So use inventory. You can also allow out of stock selling if you are sure that you can get it in stock very quick. So my stock, I could say I have 50 switches too. And you can also have a SKU number. If there is a switch SKU number, Nintendo Switch 2. Let me see if there's an international website. I like to search for an SKU number or a number because sometimes if things are out of stock, people can search for the SKU number. And then based on that, your website could pop up. Well, right now I don't find one, so I leave it empty. Variants, we're going to talk about that. You could have a blue switch or a yellow one. Integrations, we're going to talk about downloads, digital products, licensing. Super cool. This is all included. We're going to talk about search engine listing. The great thing is when you do that, immediately it shows how cool it looks. So Nintendo Switch 2. All the way down, paste it, and then description. And I can say, based on the information above, give me a meta description for Google. So it knows automatically it should not be too large. It's perfect like this. Paste it and now you see how it looks. Nintendo Switch 2 in store or in stock. Save it. We're not there yet because here at the right we have a few things. We can make this a featured product. We're going to talk about it later. The availability, it's purchasable. So that means that if you go to the shop, people can see it over here. If you turn it off, you don't see it anymore. So I like it to be purchasable. Product is published. We're going to talk about the template later. The slug, Nintendo Switch 2, you can change that, and that's what you will see over here. Cataloged, the date, and then we can talk about shipping. We're going to do that later. We're going to talk about tags. Collections, that's the same thing as categories in WooCommerce. So I can create a collection, and that is, I can create a new one, add new, and call it one game consoles with an S. So this falls under a game console. I can also have multiple collections. Nintendo Switch, everything from the Nintendo Switch. It's not there. I copied it, add new. Then there's advanced. We can have custom affiliate commissions. If other people start promoting products on your website, you can give them a commission. So for this product, it's $4.69. Let's say I make a profit of $100. I can say if somebody else buys it, he gets $25 as a commission. We're going to talk about it later, but look at this. If you click on one of these things, it appears like this. I love it. So I save the product and then I go to the Games United website. I see this over here, $469. Click on it. This is how it is displayed. You can also see related products. I can add it to the cart. And it will appear over here. I can click on buy now and then I go to the checkout at once. Look how beautiful this looks. This is the summary of what we have, my information, and then people can pay by clicking here. Let's do so. Thank you, your payment was successful. A receipt is on its way to your inbox. Continue. Now I created an account because I fill in my details. And what I love, this was never possible with WooCommerce out of the box. If I click over here, I can have a receipt or an invoice. Look at this. I can download this as a PDF. This is amazing. This was never possible with WooCommerce. Here it is included in the free version. So over here as a user, which just bought something, I can see what I've bought over here. If it's a digital product, I can see the download link over here. I can see how it is paid, the date, the amount. I can see all my invoices. If I have a plan, a subscription, I can see it. If I have downloads, so digital products, I can see it. I can go back to the homepage. So that's what I really like. So that's how you create a simple product. Let's talk about a variable product. We created a simple product with only one option, but we can also create products with variations if you want to sell clothes with multiple sizes, multiple colors. So let me show you how to do that. In order to create a variable product, I go to the backend of our WordPress website. I go to SureCart, Product, and I click on Add new. The product name is T-shirt with a nice dash in between. T-shirt. Create. So I can have description, I can have pricing. Let me do it real quick. Add a price. This t-shirt is $29.99. Create a price. I can add images, so I click on add, upload files, select files, and then I go to my brand new folder. Ferdy.com resources. I go to WooCommerce. And let me see, t-shirt black, back, etc. I upload them all 4. Select, and then the first one I want it to be black. Great. I click on save and publish. So if I want to see it, I can click over here. This is how it looks. A t-shirt, add it to the cart. You see the different colors. But I want to have multiple variations. So in order to do that, I go over here to variants. And then I click on add options like size or color. So the first option is color. And then I have 2 options. In my case, black. And when I start typing, there's another option, white. And then there's a third option, but I only need 2 options. Click on done, or I can see how it will be displayed. I can do a radio button or a drop down. I prefer a radio button. So that's the option name 1. And then I want to add another option, and that is a size. So I say size. Let's start with small, medium, large, and extra large. Or if you prefer, S, M, L, and XL. Done. And then here below, automatically based on all the variations, because there are 2 colors and 4 sizes, 2 times 4 is 8. So there are 8 variations right now. And we can change the price for everything. We can add images. So for all the black t-shirts, I want to add the black t-shirt. I only have to do this once, but I really like how this is all displayed. In my opinion, better than WooCommerce. So here's the white t-shirt, size S, the white M, the white L, the great white. Okay, and if I want to, I can say the XL t-shirt is not $29.99, but $39.99. I copy this, the same as for the XL t-shirt of black. Okay, save it. And now when I refresh this, look at this. Oh, I like it. Now we can choose black or white. We can choose size S, XL, and when we select SL, you see it becomes a different price. M, $29.99 now. I don't like the order. If you want to change that, you can go over here to the size, edit, and then drag XL down. So S, M, L, XL. Save it. Refresh. So black and white, small, medium, large, and extra large. Let's take a look at inventory. If there's no inventory, I can turn it on over here. So the quantity, I have 10 of everything. Let me fast forward. Awesome. Save the product. Refresh. Nothing changes. But if something is out of stock, so over here at the white XL, there is 0. And I save it. Look what happens. There's now you see over here it's not available. So at black it is, but a white t-shirt XL it's not available. So it's sold out, as you see over here. And when there would be only one white L left, so I refresh this, white L, I cannot add more to cart because it will say the quantity is unavailable. So there's only 1. So 3 is not available, 2 is not available. But if I say 1, then it will say it is available. And if I buy this, then automatically the L will also be out of stock. So that's really nice how they have done that. If you want to adjust this, I can scroll up And then over here, I can adjust the template. So there's a default template. I can edit this template. And here you can see what you can adjust. And they use the WordPress editor for this. So if I want to, I can bring the title on top of the category. And if I would save it, look at this. Well, there's no category left, so you see no change. So let's do something else. I bring this back. What I also can do over here, I can click over here, and I can click over here, and I change the width to 50%, and then also here this one to 50%, and now they will be next to each other. I save it. Now if I refresh this, they're next to each other. If you want to change more things, click over here. I can collapse this. Let me see. There are two columns. If I would change those, look at this. Refresh. Now all the information is left and the image is right. So there's a lot of freedom to adjust it to your wishes. And that's quite cool for a tool that is free. There's one thing I'm missing. If I click on white, I want to see a white t-shirt. So how can we do that? Well, if you take a look, let me close this. Okay, over here, we have these images. These images are seen on the checkout. So when people buy the white t-shirt S, that's what they see over here. So let me show you white S. Here it's black, but if you add it to the cart, it is the white one. If I add the black one to the cart, you see the black one. But if you want to make sure that when I click on white, I see the white t-shirt, we need to go over here. And then I click over here. I scroll down here at the right, and the variant is black. Select. Then I go to the white front, click over here. And over here, the variant is white. We need to make sure that's exactly stated as over here, but it doesn't matter if it's capitals or no capitals, as long as it's the same. So now if I save the product and I refresh the page, now you see it shows the white t-shirt. So white M, L. If I go back to black, then it becomes the black one again. Also, if I choose M or S, so that's a far better shopping experience. And then if I add this to the cart, I see I have this black t-shirt over here. So that's how you can add images to specific options. And that's how you can create a variation. Right now, I want to show you how to create a digital downloadable product. Let me show you how. The products we have created so far are two physical products. Let's create a downloadable product. This can be really interesting if you have a PDF with beautiful, important, valuable information on it. You can sell it unlimited times using SureCart. So let me show you how. We go to the backend, to SureCart products, and then I click on add new. I call this one ebook, how to become an online entrepreneur. I have PDF about that. Create. So the pricing, it will be $19.99. I have an image. I click on add, upload files, select files. There it is. Open it. And then I go to downloads over here, add downloads. I click over here. I want to make use of the secure storage. I click on upload media. I go to my desktop and there is the PDF, how to become an online entrepreneur. I open it. Then I select it, choose the file. Okay. Then I click on save and publish. I click over here to see how it looks. Okay, then I want to go back. Let's see. It's a digital product or service. Advanced limit per customer purchases. Limit the number of times a single customer can purchase this product. Let's say 1. I save the product again. Refresh the page. how to become an online entrepreneur. I click on add to the cart. I close this one. I don't want to buy this or the switch or the t-shirt, only the ebook. I click on checkout, purchase, continue. Normally you would have to pay, but there's no payment method yet. So I bought a digital product. So now if I go to downloads, it says ebook, how to become an online entrepreneur. I click on it. I download it. And now I can consume it. And I don't mean eat it, but read it. And the great thing is what I said before, you can sell this unlimited times because it's a digital product. So I go to orders. Today, July the 10th, I can download the receipt. And I love this so much. It's there. I don't have to buy anything else. With WooCommerce, that has always been a little bit weird and hard. Here it is included in the free version. So that's how you can create a downloadable product. We created a digital product and I don't want people to be able to sell multiple digital products. I want them to have the option to only buy one. So what we can do, we can adjust the product page and we can create a template around that and use that for different products. Let me show you how to create templates and assign them to specific products. We already talked about templates that you can customize those. What you also can do, you can create a template for a specific product or a specific group of products. So over here, I have my ebook. I only want to sell one of them. I don't want to sell 5 of them. So I want to get rid of this area. How can I do that? I go to the product page. I go to templates. I click on it. And then over here, I click on the plus and I can create a new template and I call this one digital products. I create it. So now I click on manage all template parts. I leave the page. Here is digital products. I click on it. And now if I scroll down, I click over here and I get rid of this. Delete. I save it. I go back. I go back again. Now I go to SureCart products. How to become an online entrepreneur. And then over here at the template, I click on it. And now at template, I choose digital products. Save product. So now if I refresh the page, the quantity area is gone. So if I would have another product and I edit that product, over here I can assign any template to that product. With SureCart, there are more kinds of products you can create. Let me show you what kinds of products you can create using SureCart. So far we created 3 different products. A simple product with one option, a switch in this case, a t-shirt with multiple options, and a downloadable product. There's so much more you can do. If you would go to ferdycorp.com/SureCart, hit enter, and you go to features, you see what else is possible. You can work with subscriptions. So instead of selling something one time, you can let people pay every month. You can sell courses, memberships, software as a service. You can get donations. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to ferdy.com and search over here for SureCart, hit enter. Then I have this tutorial that you're watching right now. If you scroll down, I will have a tutorial about multiple subjects and you can see over here what it is. So how to create a digital product or how to sell one, how to create or sell an online course. So if I make more tutorials about SureCart, you can watch those tutorials over here. So in this tutorial, I'll not cover how to sell a membership online because not everybody wants to do that when they want to sell things on the internet. So what I want to do now, let me tell you. In SureCart, there are 3 ways. In America, I think they do like this. 3 ways to sell things. First, you have your shop overview with all the products. The second one is an instant checkout. That's a link. When you click on that link, you go directly to the product page and the checkout in one. So it will be easier for customers to check out and buy the product. And the third one is creating a landing page. So that whole page is built with one goal, and that's to sell a specific or a group of products. Let me show you how to set up each way of selling products on your website. So the first way to sell things on your website using SureCart is through the shop. Like this, there's an overview with products. You click on the product. You're like, okay, I want to add it to the cart or buy it at once. If you click on buy now, you go to the checkout at once. I click on add to the cart. Then over here comes a pop-up or a slide in. I go to the checkout. I can fill in my details, purchase it. And that's the first way on how you can sell things on your website. The next one is using an instant checkout. So normally I go to this website and I can click on a product, add it to the cart, etc. I want to have an instant checkout. So I see the product and I see the checkout page all in one. How can we do that? I click on edit product. And then over here at the right hand top corner, I see instant checkout. And if I click on the arrow down, I see a few options. Right now I see it's not published. I can put it in test mode. We can show our logo on the checkout page. We can show the product image, product description, coupon field, terms and conditions, and a custom thank you page. So if you want to, you can have a custom thank you page, and then you can create a page with a video saying, hey, thank you for buying this product. This is how you can use it, blah, blah, blah. It's up to you. And if I click on publish, then it will be published. And now I can copy this link. And if I paste it anywhere on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever I want through email, people go to this page. Here's the image, the title, the price. People can leave their details. Of course, we need to configure the payment method, but there's a one-page checkout for this particular product. I can agree, and then I can purchase it. So as I said before, we can adjust things over here. A custom thank you page. I can say, I don't want to show the coupon field. If I would go to another product, let's not save this, but if I go to the Nintendo Switch, because it has a description and more images. If I click over here, I publish it. Let me save the product. So now I can share this link wherever I want. And if I paste it, it looks like this. We see the image, gallery, the title, the price, more information, and then here we can fill in our details. If I want to hide the description, save it, then it will look like this. No description anymore. And then of course in checkout we need to add address details, but we'll do that later in the tutorial. But that's how you can create an instant checkout page. And as I said, you can share this anywhere and people don't have to go to your website. They just see this product, they can fill in the details and start the payment process, and then the product will be sent to them. Really handy way to sell digital products, because then everything will be on autopilot. People don't have to go to a whole website, search for the product. No, just the product over here, fill in your details, pay it, and then the product will automatically be sent to them, all on autopilot, thanks to SureCart. How cool is that? So there's a third way on how to sell products on your website. And then there's the third way to sell products. That's by creating a landing page. So here at SureCart, I go to custom forms. Then over here at checkout forms, I click on add a new checkout form. And I can give this a title. I can say the switch to special deal. Choosing a starting design. So I can have the default one with the product, the price, some details you need to fill in. It can look like this. And keep in mind, this is only the checkout form of the landing page that you can create. So on that landing page, there was that website, vSureCart. Let's see if it's still the same. So a lot of information, the kind of a landing page, and then the call to action is to click here. And when you do that, in the case of SureCart, you'll scroll down and go directly to the checkout. So that's what we also want to create. So the checkout can be the default one, full page, sections, simple. I go for the default one. I click on next. Then I can add the product that I want to add to the checkout. So the people don't have to do that themselves. I want to go for the switch. You can have multiple products that people can buy. If you do that, then the question is, customers must purchase all options. So if you have the Nintendo Switch 2 and then Mario Kart, then they need to buy it combined, or they can select one of the options, or they can select multiple options. Well, I only use one product, so I keep it with the first one. If you want to, you can create a custom thank you page. I click on create, And now this is how the form looks. If later on you want to change things, you can click over here and add other products or remove them over here. Click on it again. So people need to fill in their name, email, and since I'm talking about a physical product, I click on the plus over here and I want to add the address. So over here, address, I just drag it here below. When I click on something, I can also click over here and then I can customize it. So over here I say use a compact address. And here at the name, I can say it's required. Here what email it is. There are more options, name your own price. You can ask for more information. You can change things by clicking on it and then change this text, for instance. This is secure. You can change the size. So everything is customizable. And if you want to see what is over here, in an overview, you click on the 3 lines below each other and then you see how this is all set up. So if you want to adjust something, you can do that over here. If you're ready, you're happy with the form, how it is, you click on publish and publish. And now we can go and create a page, new page. So I can say switch to special deal. And then I can create a landing page. So let's say YouTube, embed. I go to YouTube and I search for switch to trailer. Over here, launch trailer. Copy the link address. I paste over here. Then over here below, I can add a list with all the amazing benefits. So if you want to learn how to create a landing page, I'm not gonna create a landing page from scratch. You can search how to create a landing page using the WordPress editor. And then there are a few tutorials that show you how you can do that. And then at the end, over here, I can say /checkout form. I can select the form and choose the switch to special deal. Publish. And if I view the page, this is our landing page. So I can have a lot of information that makes people excited to buy this. And then when people click on the button like buy this, they scroll down to this point. Then they can fill in their name, email address. I want to ship this to the Netherlands. Fill in my details over here. Then purchase it. And in that way, I can also sell things. Over here, I see add a coupon code. I don't want that. So I go to the backend to SureCart, custom forms, switch to special deal. Then over here, I click on 3 lines below each other. Coupon. I don't want it. You don't see it right now because there's no product selected, but I click over here. I delete it, save it. Now when I go to pages, and I go to the switch to special deal and I view the page, the coupon is gone because otherwise people see a coupon, they don't find one and they get distracted like, hey, I'm missing out on discounts. So if you don't have that over here, there's a bigger chance that people will buy this. So the first option, a normal shop. The second option, instant checkout. And the third option, a custom landing page. And if you want to, you can get rid of the header and the footer. A great way to increase your sales is by using discount, using coupon codes. Let me show you how you can create coupon codes in SureCart. In order to create a coupon code or multiple coupon codes, we go to the backend, to SureCart, and then over here we see coupons. There's no coupon yet, but we can create our first one by clicking on Add New. And there are a few things we can do. First, we can have the coupon name, and this is only visible for us. So this is just for our own reference. So I can call this one 10% off. Then there's the promotion code. It can be 10%. It can be something like this. I like to say Ferdy right now. Limit to specific customers, so I can send something to someone at once, like, hey, there's this customer, his name is Ferdy, and I want to give you some discount because something happened with an earlier product. I don't know. You can make it personal for someone. You can link it to an affiliate. We're not going to do that. Then we can have product restrictions. So you can say this discount is only for a certain product. So if I would say Nintendo Switch and people try to apply this coupon on this ebook, it will not work. Then the amount, it's a percentage, as I said over here, 10% off, and the amount is 10. The discount duration, you can say it's only for one person. So the first person that types Ferdy gets 10% discount and the rest not. I prefer to say forever. You can also say this is for a few months. I like to say it's forever. And then if I don't want to continue, I can delete this one. Then there's the redemption limits. Usage limit per coupon. I can say this is available for only the first 100 people. I can also say that every person can use it a maximum of 2 times, or I prefer to say 1 time. And this is really important, the minimum order subtotal. Well, I like to give discount when people spend at least $30 on my website. There is no maximum. And I can also say this is only valid till the end of the month. And in that way you can create some FOMO, fear of missing out, so that people can take action faster. So that's up to you. I create the coupon. So it's 10% discount when people spend at least $30. So I see this t-shirt, and this t-shirt is $29.99. So if I add this to the cart and I add the coupon code and I say 30, it will say it's not possible. Minimum not met. So because we said over here, minimum amount spent is $30. So by 1 cent, it's missing out on the discount. If I would add a second one, look at this. Now it works. Now it says over here, discount 30, 10% off. So we get $6 in discount. If I have a third one, $9 in discount. What I also can do, I can say $10 off. Everything else stays the same except for the amount. Fixed discount is $10. Minimum amount spent is $30. I update the coupon. In order to test this, I need to close this and then add the coupon again, 30, apply, and now it says you get $10 in discount. Let me go back. I can remove it if I don't like it anymore. I see a summary over here. The discount is $10. It can be used 100 times forever, as long as it's available within those 100 times. Okay, then I can go back to coupons or click there, add a new one. If there's a friend of yours you want to give some discount, 20% off for 30, 20% 30. You can say this is only for 30. And the percentage is 20. You can use it only 1 time. Now you can send this to 30 and then you can use it 1 time. So that's how you can work with coupons. Of course, we want people to be able to pay for the products on our website, and we want to automate the whole process. So let me show you how you can implement payment methods on your website using Stripe. Stripe is free, it's amazing, and I will show you how you can use it within your SureCart e-commerce website. In order to receive payments through Stripe and connect Stripe, we're going to the backend, to SureCart, settings, the lowest one, and then we go to payment processors. I don't know if I pronounce it right, processors. I don't know. We select Stripe, click over here. Right now, we use the test processor. I want to use the Stripe processor. And there's no connection yet, so I click on connect. And I want to go for the live mode. Then I need to log in. If you don't have a Stripe account, go to YouTube and search for how to get a Stripe account. If you want, you can say Ferdy, but the video is already 5 years old. So maybe there are new, better ones. 1 year ago, how to create a Stripe account. Then if you have one, log in with your email address, submit, then submit the password. I select my account at Stripe. Now I go back to my website. I refresh the page. Now I see live payments enabled. So let's test it. I go to the website. I want to buy this t-shirt. I click on buy now. I want to turn the test mode to the live mode. Are you sure? My cart is empty. So let's go back to the t-shirt. Buy now. So let's try it. It looks great. So this is a real purchase. Of course, I should have the address in the form over here. We'll take care of that later. I click on purchase. Thank you. Okay, now if I go to Stripe, what I should see is that I made money. And if I see that, then it means it's working. Today, I made 25 euros, which is the payment of today. As you see. So it's working. We connected our Stripe account with SureCart and WordPress. So keep in mind that from this moment on, everybody that buys something can pay with real money. We're live now. So congratulations with that. If you don't want to be live, switch it back to test mode. I will do that for now. When it comes to shipping, there is a lot possible within SureCart. We can automate the whole process. So we can have different rates for different amounts that people spend on your website. You can have different rates based on where people want to ship the products to, different places in the world. Let me show you how everything can be set up perfectly, so it will all be automated. Before we turn on shipping, if I go to the checkout, over here, there is no address. So we need to have an address in order to calculate shipping. So in order to do that, I click on Edit Page. I click on the plus. Let me close this. And I don't see the address over here, but what we need to do first, we need to click on one of the fields in the checkout form. And when we do that, then all those options appear. And there is the address. So I like to start with someone's name, your email. Then I want to add the address, let them fill that in. And then based on this address, we can calculate shipping. Okay. And if I click over here, I also see no shipping choice elements. So I click on the plus. Again, I have one of these selected. I search for shipping and there are shipping choices. Below, I want to show that and nothing happens. It seems that nothing happens, but here you see that something happens. And if I click on the 3 lines below each other, we have the name, the email, the address, and the shipping choices. That's exactly what I want to have. That's how you can fix that. So I save it. I save it again. I view the page. And now people can fill in their name, their email, their shipping address. And then when they have their shipping address, then if shipping is turned on, they will see the shipping choice. Since we have done that, now I can go to the back end, to SureCart, settings, and then over here we have shipping. I click on it. The first thing we need to do, we need to turn on shipping rates. So I click over here. Well, there are a few errors, but step by step, I'm going to show you how you can configure this. I save it. And if I scroll down, there are multiple shipping methods. So it can be that you let people decide if you ship things to the United States, for instance, do they want express delivery, standard delivery, or economy delivery? Of course, the sooner the product will be at your front door, the more you pay. So you can have multiple shipping methods. But what you also can do, you can remove something. So let's say we remove economy. You can add a new one. And you can even say local pickup with some instructions. So you can say pick up the product at and then the address if you're selling. So I can add this one as an option, and then I can make this option free because I gotta pick it up. I don't have to ship anything. So the shipping method is added. So people can choose express, standard, or local pickup. And for every method, you can assign different prices. For now, I want to remove this one. I want to edit this one. So I click over here, edit, and I say UPS, and I say 1 to 2 business days. So people can pick the product up or they can use UPS. Okay, then we need to go to a shipping profile. So there's already one by default. I click on general, and again, there seems to be an error, but we're gonna fix everything. So we need to go to profile details. Only I will see this. So I will say UPS, save it. And then all the products will be added to this shipping method. So when people buy the switch, it can be sent with UPS. Then we need to create shipping zones and rates. Well, it can be that you send things to the Netherlands, but also to the United States, and also to Canada, and also to Mexico. Every country or every zone has their own rates. So I click on create zone, and I can give this a name. So I call this one the Netherlands. And then over here, I search for the Netherlands. There are 12 regions, and I can even create different shipping rates for every region, but for Netherlands, everything is the same. So I click on next. And then I need to select a method. Well, the method will be UPS. So I can let people ship things to the Netherlands using UPS, and I can have different rates. I can have a flat fee of $4.99 for every single thing. So it doesn't matter how much they order, and it is saved now. So if I go to the website, keep in mind that when you turn on shipping, look at this. I go to the checkout. There's no shipping yet. And maybe think, oh, I need to first fill in my country. Well, I already did. There's still no shipping. Why? When you turn on shipping over here, you enable it. You first need to go to the products and then go to the t-shirt, for instance. And now there's a new area over here, shipping. And we need to turn every product into a physical product. So now I can add weight in lb, kilograms, ounces, or grams. You can also leave this empty or at 0. Save the product. I close this one. Now again, I go to the website. Already 4 products over here. Let's get rid of this one. So I have exactly the same, but now it's seen as a physical product. Now if I go to the checkout and I select the Netherlands, look at this. It says UPS 1 to 2 business days. The shipping is added over here. So, and when I would say United States, it says, sorry, you're not able to ship to your address. So in order to fix that, I go to SureCart, settings, shipping. And then over here, I need to add a new zone. So I select the zoning is United States, but I also can say and Canada. So over here, I search for the United States of America. Then I search for Canada, all 13 regions. Next, flat rate, UPS, flat rate of, let's say $6.99. Edit. Okay. Now if I go to the checkout, and now I have United States, it says $6.99. If I say Netherlands, it will say $4.99. And if I would say Canada, again, $6.99. But for the people in the Netherlands, since my store is based in the Netherlands, I want to give them the option to have a local pickup. I don't see that over here. In order to get that, I open this in a new tab. Bring to the left, I go to SureCart, settings. shipping. And then, let me see, I have here local pickup. So I need to go to UPS all products. And then at the zone Netherlands, here I click on add a rate. And I select local pickup, which is free. Edit. And now when I go to the website and I go to the checkout, I have two options. I can pick it up for free and I see the address, and you see now my shipping is free. But if I prefer to let them send it over to my house, I select UPS and I pay the shipping. This is not available in Canada because from Canada, people should not get things from the Netherlands locally. So if I say Canada, that option is not there. However, maybe let's go back to the shipping profile or over here. I said UPS. Let's do a new one. I don't know if it exists, but UPS, or let's say express delivery. The next day. Edit. Okay. Now I go to UPS, and for the United States and Canada, I want to add a rate. Right now the flat rate is $6.99. I want to go for express delivery. That is $12.99. Edit. So again, sometimes if refreshing this is not enough. I don't see it right now. So what I need to do, I need to go back. Sometimes even adjust things and then go to the checkout. And now for Canada, I see UPS and express delivery. So maybe you want to have something really fast the next day, then check express delivery. You pay more, but your package will arrive sooner. So that's how you can adjust all those options. And when I go to the Netherlands, I select the Netherlands, that option is not available. Only local pickup and UPS. But wait, there is more. It can be, let's go for the Netherlands, that based on the weight or on the price, the total price, the shipping is based. So let's go to the Netherlands, add a rate, and I select UPS. But this time I don't want to have a flat rate. I can have it based on the weight, but then every product in my website. So at SureCart, products should have a weight added to it. So I go to one of the products, and here at the right, at shipping, I could give a weight in LB, etc. I prefer to do it by price. So what I can say, if people order for a total of $0 and $49.99, people pay $4.99 in shipping. Let's get rid of the flat rate. Remove. Okay, what else? Again, I select UPS based on order price. When the price is between $50 and $99.99, they pay $7.99. And I select the shipping method, UPS again. Okay, another one. When people in the Netherlands buy between $100, $100 and $199.99, then the price is $12.99 because it's more stuff, probably heavier. But when people in the Netherlands decide to buy for more than $200, so let's say from 200 to no limit, then the price is $0. They get free shipping. Now, if I go back to the website, I go to the dashboard, and I select one t-shirt, which is a total of between $0 and $50, I should pay in the Netherlands $4.99. But if I add one more t-shirt, then it becomes $7.99. If I add two more, it becomes $12.99. See how cool that is? I don't see it over here because I have not selected it, but if I select this, I see the shipping. But then I add a few more. If I go over $200, the shipping will be free. Let's see. Voila, free. Because I order for more than $200. Now, if I go to Canada, there's still a flat fee of $6.99. Doesn't matter how much you order. So that's also what you can do. So again, shipping. We enabled shipping. We have different shipping methods. We decided to go for a shipping profile called UPS, and then we can decide which products are falling under this category and what the zones are, the shipping zones, and the rates per country, per area, and then the price based on what we configured. My favorite subject, taxes. And I'm not talking about the state taxes. No, I'm talking about paying taxes to the government and how to implement taxes in your website so it will all be automated. It's not my favorite subject, but fortunately, SureCart made it quite easy to set everything up. Let me show you how. In order to turn on taxes, we go to the website, to the backend, to SureCart, settings. Then here we see taxes. Keep in mind, when you turn this on, tax collections, you need to have your address over here. And for the sake of the tutorial, I will use an address from the United States. So I search for United States and fill in an address. My company, Ferdy, LLC. And then the address, I save it. And now I can turn on collections, because in some cases, the taxes is based on where you sell from. So you as a web shop owner, and in other cases, it's based on where people buy from. So it's really important and mandatory to have your own address over here. Now the question is, if I sell this product over here for $29.99, should that be inclusive of the tax, or should the tax be excluded? Should the taxes be on top of this price? Well, if you say included, then the total amount people will pay is $29.99. If you don't turn this on, then outside of that $29.99, taxes will be applied. So I will turn it off for now. Fallback tax rate if there is no rate for a certain area. What should the fallback rate be? I turn it off. I save it. And if you refresh this, nothing happens yet because we need to set up the tax rates. So I will scroll down. If people from Europe buy things, do you want to turn on require a VAT number? And do we want to have a local reverse charge? That means if I'm from the Netherlands and I buy something from the United States, then I don't have to pay taxes. So when I fill in my VAT number, the taxes I had to pay will be subtracted. So that's the local reverse charge. So if I buy web hosting, for instance, and I fill in my VAT number, since I'm from Europe, I don't have to pay the added taxes. So that's what this is meaning. I turn those both on, save it. Now we need to decide in which regions we want to apply taxes. Well, let's start with the United States. And since if you go to ferdy.com/tax jar, you see all the taxes. What is happening? The taxes per state. So California is 7.25, but Nevada is 6.85. So you see every area has their own taxes. So we need to fill those in. For the sake of the tutorial, we'll start with the state, California. And the great thing is that it automatically will be calculated. You can also say manual. That will be the case if I would do this for the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, the tax is 21%. But I will keep it with the automatic ones. And the tax label is tax. Collect tax. Okay, so let me open the website in an incognito window. So there's no information from me on this website. I'm not a member, I'm not logged in. I go here for the first time and I see this t-shirt and I'm like, wow, that's the best t-shirt I ever saw. I add it to the cart. There's no taxes yet. I go to the checkout and I fill in my details over here. I say I'm from the United States, from Los Angeles, which is in California. Nothing yet, but if I fill in my zip code, there is the taxes. Since I'm from the state California, now the taxes is applied. And what you see, outside of the $29.99, I have to pay taxes. Let's keep this in mind. Right now it's $39.66. if I would go to taxes, I would say taxes is included. I save it. Now it's 36.98. Now it says the $2.50 is included in this amount. So that's the difference. I prefer always to include the amount. So when it says $29.99, don't add the taxes outside of it. Let the taxes be included in the total amount people have to pay. So right now it says tax estimate $2.50. But what we also can do, we go back to taxes. Then I go to the United States. We can have tax rate overrides. What does it mean? For instance, for digital products or for books, there can be different rates for taxes. We have tax rate overrides for shipping and for product overrides. In some cases, you need to pay taxes over shipping. In that case, you can say for people that order from California, what should the tax rate be for shipping? Well, before we continue with this, I want to go to my products, one of my products over here. Then I go to the ebook, which is a digital product. And then over here at collections, I can add a collection and I can say digital products. There's none. So I cut this, add a new one, call this one digital products, create one. There it is. Save it. Now I go to settings, taxes. I scroll down and I go to United States. Now I don't go to the shipping overrides, but to product overrides. I add an override and now I need to select a collection, which is digital products. So every product that falls under the collection digital products in the state of California should pay no taxes. Add the override. Awesome. Now, when I go to an incognito window and I go to this product, I add it to the cart. I go to the checkout. I fill in all the details over here. There will be no added taxes. See, no added taxes. Why? It's a digital product. But if I would go back to the website, I go for this t-shirt, add it to the cart, go to the checkout. Now it says over the t-shirt, tax is included. So that's how you can work with product overrides. One more example, real quick. If I go back and I go for the European Union, I can turn this on. I can select the Netherlands. Tax calculations manual, because the tax rate is 21%. I click on collect tax. And then over here, product overrides, I can have, let's say digital products. And then the rate is 9%, because over digital product, it can be that we pay 9% tax instead of 21, add an override. So now, when I open the website in an incognito window, and I buy this book, this ebook, add it to the cart, go to the checkout, and I fill in my details. Over here, I say the Netherlands. You see, tax is included 1.65%. If I would go back and go for a t-shirt instead, or let's go for the switch, add it to the cart, go to the checkout, still the Netherlands. You see 83% is included, which is around 21%. So that's how you can work with manual taxes for specific areas in the world. When visitors place an order on your website, you want to handle those incoming orders. Let me show you how to deal with order fulfillment. So first, let me order something. I go for the switch to, I add it to the cart. I go to the checkout. I fill in my address in California. Taxes will be added. I want to go for the shipping method and click on purchase. Awesome, I can click on continue. What I see, it is paid, but it's not shipped. When it is paid, when a payment has been received, then I get an email with a confirmation. As you see, thank you for your order. This is just a friendly reminder that your order has been confirmed. If I click over here, I go to the website and I can see the details. I can download my receipt, which looks amazing. And now I, as the administrator, I can go to the backend. I can go to SureCart orders. And then I see that this order which I just got is unfulfilled. So I need to click over here. Here I can see the product. So I need to grab this product, put it into a box, ship it to this address. Maybe I need to print a sticker, go to the post office and send it to the person who paid and who left his address. And then when I've done that, I can click on fulfill item. When I do that, and I brought this to the post office, I get a tracking number and a tracking link. I can add it over here. If this was an order with multiple products and I could not send them all at once, I could add multiple tracking numbers. Over here, it's the shipping address, notify the customer of the shipment. So I click on fulfill item and I only do that when I've shipped the product through the post office. Now I've done so. Now I see it's paid and it is fulfilled. So now the customer gets another email. A shipment from this order is on the way. The status is it's not shipped. So let's go back to the website. And then I need to turn this into shipped. Now the status is updated. If I go to my overview with all the orders, I see it is paid, it's fulfilled, and it is shipped with UPS. And when the customer clicks on the details in his or her account, he can see the status. So here's the shipping update. What you also can do, you can go back to SureCart orders, and you can also cancel an order. So this one is not shipped. Let's say I cancel it, or I get an email from the client saying, hey, I want to cancel my order. I click over here. I can cancel the order. I can even send a refund. So let me cancel the order, cancel it. Then there will be a confirmation for the client in his inbox. Then over here, I can say, give him or her a refund of the whole price. I can change the amount over here. And over here, I can choose the reason. And then I can click on refund. And then it will be canceled and refunded. So that's how you can deal with incoming orders and how you can fulfill them and ship the products and bring the customer up to date. Hello people, are you still having fun? I hope so. If you can appreciate that I'm sharing this all for free, then please like this video and feel free to subscribe for more upcoming WordPress and e-commerce and affiliate marketing related tutorials. What I want to show you right now is how you can adjust the layout of your website, and not only the homepage with your shop, but all the pages, the checkout page, the product page, the dashboard. So there's a lot possible. We can tweak everything and I will show you how you can do that right now. Yeah. For the sake of the tutorial, I added some products, so it looks more like a web shop instead of only showing demo products. So this is what I have right now. I go to the website, to the homepage, and then this is what I see. So in order to adjust this, the first thing I want to do, I want to configure this. In order to do that, I go to the customizer. I personally use the Blocksy theme. You can also use the Extra theme or another theme. And what I do with the Blocksy theme, I hover over here and then I click on edit. And then here at general, I see that the title and the excerpt are shown. I turn them both off. And when I do so, it looks like that. I click on publish, close it. So there's no more shop page. If you don't want to have this area around this, then go to the customizer, go to pages. Let me see, pages, and then turn this to white. Then I can go to design, change the background to something else. I prefer white. I want to bring it back, go to general and use boxed. That's just what I prefer. You can change that if you want to over here. Close. Now I want to edit the page, and then we can edit all this stuff over here, how we want to display this. So over here, you see how it looks. I can just click on it and you see there's one big area. But if I click on the 3 lines below each other, we can break everything down. Here's the sidebar. That's what we see over here. If I hover over it, I see which area I'm selecting. So if I click on applied filters, I see it over here. So let's take a look at the example. Right now I see filter. If I click on it, I get 4 items in a row. I can sort things. I can choose certain collections. And maybe I want to have collections on top. Well, in order to do that over here, I can go to collections and then I click over here and I bring them to the top. If I would save this and I refresh the page, now we have collections on the top. I can bring it down again. So that's what you can do over here. And if you see the sidebar, you can even go to the colors here at the right, background, give it a small color, and then create some padding. Save it, refresh, and it looks like that. So you see there's quite a lot customizable. I think the color is too dark. So I can have a small or a different color a little bit like that. And again, if I click over here, it's gone. Okay. I like it the way it is shown right now. When I scroll down, it scrolls with us. That's also something I really like. So let's take a look at this area. By default, I see 3 products right now in a row. So I can take a look at the main area and I see a template. Now I see this area is selected. And then it says here at the template at main grid item position, it says auto. I can also say manual and then I can change the amount of columns. So if I would say 5, you see 5 products in a row like that. Well, I prefer not to do that. I could say 4. I can just play around with that, refresh it and see what is working, and everything is also optimized for all devices. So let's bring it back to auto. Then I can open the template. I can open the group, and in the group is another group with a cover, and that's this area, the cover. So if I want to change that, how the image is displayed, right now it's 4:3 or 3:4. What I can do, I can click on it. I can scroll down. Resolution is shown at full size. I can make it medium. So it's, or let's say large. Then we still see high quality of all the images, but we have to load less information and the website will be faster, and that will help us in order to get more sales. What else? I can click over here, scroll down a bit. And what I can do, I can change the aspect ratio over here. So let's do square. And then you see it looks like that. So if I save this, look at this. Right now it looks like this. If I refresh this, I personally like that more. So you can change it over here. You can do 16:9, but then a lot of images are cut out. I prefer to say 1:1. We can have a radius, as you see over here, nice corners. I like it the way it is. We can play around with the margin, with the padding. We can have overlay. So if I would say overlay, dark color, overlay opacity. We can make everything darker. I don't see a reason why I should do that. That's enough for now. So I take a look at how it looks. Square images. I can go to the next page. I can turn off the filters. I can search. So if I say PlayStation, I see everything that is related to PlayStation. So that's what I like about the homepage, how it looks right now. So what else can we adjust? Well, if I add a product, I get this one, I add it to the cart. I see the cart over here. I can adjust this look and feel. I can get rid of the coupon code. I can change some colors. So in order to do that, I cannot edit this over here. So what I can do, I can go to the backend, to SureCart, and then cart. And here I can adjust it. So it looks really basic, not a lot of colors. So what I want to do over here, I can click. I can also click on the 3 lines. Adjust the cart header. So I select it. Then I go to the background color and I can turn it into a blue area. Then I can go to the text color and make it white. If I don't want to display this, then I can go over here. Editable, I turn it off. And then you just see the quantity. Also here you can change the colors. Well, how about we don't do that? At least not this color. Let's see, how can I bring this back? Click on it again. Maybe I don't want to have the coupon code over here. I can remove it, delete, Command Z, Control Z. So actually only changing this color for me is enough. And then I go to the website, to the website, to the website. I go to the cart and now this area is blue. I can also change this text. SureCart, cart, triple click, and then I can say whatever I want to say. At least I can do that over here. At home I can't say anything. My wife is the boss, but here I can say whatever I want. I am the boss of this website. I'm kidding. At home I'm allowed to say whatever I want to say. The thing is, I should open my mouth when I want to say something. So I want to take responsibility for that. I keep on learning. What am I talking about? About how to make an e-commerce website in WordPress with SureCart. So next we have the dashboard. This is how it looks. It looks really nice. We can adjust it. How? By clicking on edit the page, or we go to the backend to SureCart customer area. So let's see how it looks. The front end, this is how it looks. We have the dashboard, orders, invoices, plans, and downloads. If you're 100% sure you're not going to sell any plans on your website, then over here at the page settings, you can get those by clicking here. You can go to the template options and then say, I turn off plans. And if you save it, refresh the page, you don't see plans anymore or subscriptions. We decided to show the logo. You can make it bigger. I like to say 200. Refresh. It's a bit bigger. I think 220 is even better. You can change, you can get rid of those things over here. What you also can do, change the order. So right now I have plans. It's a whole block. I can bring it down. If I don't want to have downloads, I can get rid of it in the overview. So let's do that for now. Delete, save, refresh. And then in this overview, I have order history, plans, and invoices. But I click over here and then I see the downloads. So if I don't want to show the downloads over here, I can remove that. I bring it back. And I'm actually happy with everything over here. It's really easy, as you see, to navigate. And when you click on something, sometimes you see more options over here. It's all pretty straightforward. You can click on the plus, go for a heading. Welcome. Save it, refresh, or you go to the downloads or the dashboard and it will say, welcome. Let's get rid of it. Save. So we adjusted the home page, also known as the shop page, the cart, the dashboard. Since we're working on this, why not go to the checkout and adjust that by editing the page. You can click over here, see what is possible. Then what you can do, you can go to the SureCart columns, then you can go to the styles, change the background. As you see over here, I like to use the light color over here. You can also use this one, then click on the color and give it a warmer tint. So I can change this to red, green, blue. And let's see, red, green, blue. How about hue saturation? And what's the L? I don't know. But I can make it lighter. So it has a little bit of the orange tint. Let's save it. view the site. So now if I go to the checkout, it is this orange area. Whatever you want, it's your website. And as I shown before, you can change the order and the information that is shown over here. So let me bring it back. And the more, of course, you navigate through the website, the easier it becomes for you to find all the right places at once. So I don't want to go too quickly, but within a short amount of time, you will also be the one who goes to the website like click, click, click. So shop page, cart, checkout, and the dashboard. What I like to do if I go to the checkout, I can go back. I want to change this. So I click on edit page, go to the logo, change it to 220, linked image to home. Because sometimes I'm already at the checkout and I'm like, you know what? I want to buy something else. And then you click over here and can add something else. Really nice. There are some amazing ways to increase your sales. Let me show you how to boost your revenue. A great way to increase your revenue is by sending abandoned cart emails. So somebody goes to your shop, they go to the cart, they go to the checkout, and now they're distracted. They leave the website. What happens now? Well, in order to activate abandoned cart, we go back to the website, to the backend, to SureCart, settings, and then here we have abandoned checkout. Keep in mind that in order for this to work, people need to be a member of your website already. Otherwise, we cannot send them email because we don't have their email address. So when people fill in their email address over here, then they are a member. Then we can turn on abandoned cart for our store. So the first email can be sent after 1 hour, like, hey, you forgot something, or did you forget something? The second email is after a day, and the third email is after 5 days. And the great thing is what we can do, we can even give discount. So let me save this. We can say at the third email, hey, here's some discount. You get 15% off, or you can say you get $5 off, you know what? And that will help to increase the revenue, because otherwise they were lost. They are not on your website anymore. They are not thinking about your website, but now you can send them a reminder. And if you even give them discount, and then you can say that the discount expires in 3 days, a lot of people think, oh, you know what? I wanted to buy it. I got distracted. I get discount. How cool. Let's buy this. Then turn off the GDPR settings. Enable this also in test mode. So when my website is not live, the payment methods, then I can also test this. What am I doing? I want to go to the checkout. So it's in test mode. Now it still works. So I can test this. So I have something over here. I close the website. So in an hour, if I don't buy this, I will get an email. Ignore purchased products. This should be ignored, of course, when people buy the things they left in their checkout. And there can be grace periods. So let's say they forgot to buy things. It's still in the checkout. You can send 3 emails and then they go to the checkout again. If they forgot it again, they will again get 3 emails unless you show, you know what, we only send it once every 30 days. So they will not get those emails 3 times in 1 month if they go to the checkout 3 times, only 1 time in 30 days. And if we want to adjust those 3 emails, we can go over here at the settings to notifications here below, abandoned checkout. The sender name is, I said Ferdy from Game Consoles. That was a different website. Games United. Save it. And then I scroll down and look at this. Abandoned checkout, customer emails. I can edit those. This might seem overwhelming. And it is. This is so overwhelming. But I still include it in the tutorial. If you see text, you can adjust it. And by the way, the team of SureCart made sure that it is optimized for conversion. So why change something that's already really good? If you really want to change something or you want to change the language, you can change it. You can change the title. Did you forget something? You can preview the email. Did you forget something? Then you get the discount, return to the checkout. If you click on it, you go directly back to the checkout. How cool, with that product or the products you have in your cart. I love this. So that's how you can adjust things over here. And there are more emails or notifications you can adjust. Order confirmation. Those can be adjusted over here. So that's how you can work with the abandoned checkout. Have you ever heard about order bumps? Maybe you have, maybe not. Let me show you how to integrate it in your website using SureCart. In order to create an order bump, we go to the backend, to SureCart, products, and then we see a few sub-items, collections, and an order bump. I click on it. So let's add a new one and show you what is possible. The name is special offer. I can select the product. So let's see. When people buy a PlayStation, I want to give them discount on a second controller, wireless controller. Create it. Okay, that's it. I want to display the conditions. When should this appear? Well, when people buy a PlayStation 5. So I click on add a condition. The product should be PlayStation, the disc version. Add the condition. So when people buy this, then this order bump will appear. The checkout or the amount, the discount will be in percentage. Let's say 15. You can also make it a fixed price, like $5. Let's say 15% discount. Auto apply it, so automatically the discount will be applied. And then add a description. Get this second controller with a huge discount. Call to action. Get it. Okay, I saved the order bump. I need to fill in one more field. Oh yeah, that's really important. Should this appear when any item is the PlayStation 5 or when all the products in the cart are PlayStation 5? So if people buy something else, then this order bump will not be displayed. Or when none of these items are in the cart. So when people buy PlayStation 5, then it will not appear. If the PlayStation 5 is not in the checkout, then it will appear. I will say any of these. So as soon as the PlayStation 5 is in the cart, this order bump will appear. I save it. Let's go to the website. I go for the PlayStation disc version. Well, let's first do something else. If I go for this one, add it to the cart, checkout, there's no order bump. If I go back and go for the PlayStation 5 disc version, add it to the cart, and I go to the checkout, now it should appear. Get it. Special offer. So I should be more clear. Get the, let's use this one. Refresh this. Get the second controller with a huge discount. Get 15% discount. Save the order bump, refresh, and now it is with an image again. As you see. And I can also replace this. So I edit the page. I click on the 3 lines. Checkout. Okay. So I can click on the plus, go for the order bump. Let's search for bump. Again, I need to click on one of those items and now it is there. I can also drag it here at the left or at the right. So I save it and instead of showing it, let's save it again and then click over here. So now it will be shown at the right, so not at the left. So we've bought this, and since this is over here, we see this, get the second controller with a huge discount. So normally $65, now just $55.25. If I click on it, it will be added. If I remove this, discount is gone and the order bump is also gone. So that's what you can do with order bumps, a great way to increase revenue on your website. There's another amazing way to increase your sales, and that is by using one-click upsells. Somebody buys something, they leave their payment methods, and when they pay, you have their credit card details or whatever details they used to pay you. And now with one single click, you can sell them something else. Let me show you how to configure that. In order to create one-click upsells, we go to the backend. You can guess it. We go to SureCart, Products, and then over here below order bumps, we see upsells. I click on add new. It looks similar to order bumps. And I call this one Sonic Game Upsell PS5. It's for internal use. Nobody will see this. Create. So it looks similar as I said. What happens? I want to display this for a specific purchase. So not for all purchases. What you can do, if you select all purchases, as soon as people buy something, they get an upsell. I want to link it to a specific product. So I add the condition. The product is the PlayStation. The PlayStation, where are you? 5-disc version. When people buy that, then I want to display this upsell. What's the offer? I add the product, the title. This is shown on the upsell page. I can say, wait, we have a one-time offer. I choose the product. It's Sonic, the game Sonic for the PlayStation 5. Normally $59, but this time they get a fixed amount discount of $15. 15. Do I want to show this discount or this product? Do I want to show this product always? Or if it's already in the order, then don't show it and skip it if it's already purchased. So if people already purchased Sonic from my website, don't show this. The template, there's a default one. We can add a new one. We can edit this one. As you see, using the WordPress editor. Page layout, I use the SureCart layout. And the statement label is the bundle discount. You can change this. This is shown on the customer invoices and line items. I click on create offer. Great. Now we can have another upsell and we can have a downsell. And this makes it, man, this can change the conversion ratio on your website like crazy. Because if people buy this, you can say, okay, but you can play Sonic with 2 people. So you can add a new product. Do you want to play Sonic with a friend? Choose a product and then we can go for the controller of the PlayStation. Fixed amount of discount, $10. Create an offer. So there's a second offer. If people say, no, thank you, I don't want this, then you can add a downsell. So if they say no to the Sonic, you can say, but maybe you want to buy this. Well, personally, I really don't like it when there are a lot of offers when I just bought something, but it's possible. So when they say yes, also a wireless controller will be offered. Okay, I save funnel, it's active. So let me buy 2 things. First, I buy this case. I go to the checkout. Purchase. Thank you. And now I go to my dashboard. Now let's go back. This time I want to buy the PlayStation with disc. This one. Add it to the cart. Go to the checkout. Fill in my details again. I purchase this and now there should be an upsell. So if I click over here, wait, we have a one-time offer. Sonic Frontiers for the PlayStation 5. One-time discount, $44. If I say no thanks, nothing will happen. I will go to the checkout or I will go to the dashboard. If I say add to my offer, there will be another offer, which is the controller. So I click on add to my offer. This is a one-time upsell. So I already left my details, my payment details. So right now the order is already done. Do you want to play Sonic with a friend? I also want to add it to my offer. So now I go to the dashboard, continue, and then I go to my order, 3 items. So I increase the total order value. And if I download the receipt, it'll say PlayStation 5 with Sonic and wireless controller. This is so cool. This is super cool. Download PDF. This is amazing. This is all included in SureCart in a free version. I'm really thankful for that. So that's how you can work with abandoned cart, order bumps, and upsells. When you start to make sales, and I hope you do, there are beautiful reports that can show you how you are doing. So let me show you how the reports look, how to get there, and what you can see there. When you make sales, you want to see how you are doing. So we go to SureCart.com, get started for free. And then I go to my account. I have over here my test mode because in the live mode, I made no sales yet. So let me turn on the test mode. So what we see over here is how we are doing. In the last 3 weeks, we almost made $130 with our web shop. And it is better than the last period, which is the 3 weeks before. Of course, we can change the date over here. I can say the last 7 days. And then we see the results in comparison with the period before that. There were no sales yet, so there's not much to compare, but you see the gray line and the green line. So in that way, you can see if you're doing better than last week or last month or last year. It can be displayed as days or weekly. I scroll down, I see the amount of sales in comparison with last week. Here you see the average amount per sale. And the great thing about this is when you create a new upsell, a one-click upsell, or the abandoned cart feature, or the order bumps, you can see if the average sale is getting higher because of those features. You can see the amount of refunds. You can see the amount of subscriptions, if they're more or less than the last period. Monthly recurring revenue, this is what you want. If you're selling subscriptions, you would like to see a high number over here. So you know every month, as long as those people keep their subscription, this is the amount you can expect. And you can see if it's better or worse than last period. And also here you can see the growth of it. Is it increasing or is it decreasing? So you see it's a nice overview. You can also expand things, see even better results, see metrics. So I think this looks amazing. You can integrate SureCart with other apps and other programs. Let me show you how that works. If I go to the back end, to SureCart settings, I scroll down a bit and then I see integrations over here. There are quite a few cool integrations you have. AutoKit is like Zapier, I don't know how to say that, but then with AI, and it can help you to connect multiple apps and automate processes. Then SureDash and SureMembers is about creating a community, selling knowledge. Then there is analytics, Google Analytics or other analytics. You can have a Facebook pixel. So if you're advertising, you can track the progress of how your ads are doing. Automation, as I said, AutoKit, but also Zapier itself, WP Fusion. What I really like is Omnisend. It's an email marketing platform, which also enables you to send text messages. And this is so cool. You can integrate Omnisend with SureCart and then automate the whole process, send the right email on the right time based on the behavior of the visitors of your e-commerce website. It's really powerful. By the way, if you want me to make tutorials about one of those tools, how they integrate with SureCart, let me know in the comments. Laypoint, that will help you to create bookings. This can also be integrated with Stripe, so you can let people pay for a certain appointment they make based on the service you offer. BuddyBoss, you can turn this website into a community website. LearnDash, you can sell courses using SureCart. A similar software is Lifter LMS and Tutor LMS. Fluent CRM, also an email marketing tool. You can gamify your website and your community website using GamiPress, helping people or encouraging people to be active so they get more points. And with those points, they can redeem certain things within your website. You can use the Astra theme. I use the Blocksy theme right now. You can use Bricks Builder, Astra starter templates, Cadence Cloud, the block editor, advanced custom fields, jet engine. It's all really good integrated. And again, membership, Sure Members, and MemberPress. So let me know if you would like to see a tutorial on one of those tools and how they integrate with SureCart. What I want to do now, I want to go on vacation to a beautiful place. But before I do that, I want to show you how you can adjust the header a little bit more, adjust the footer, and adjust the display of the collection pages. Don't you know exactly what I mean? Well, I show you. It will all become very clear. Let me show you how we can do that. In order to make our header look better, I go to the customizer. Okay, when I hover over here, things become orange. I like that. I want to have another area, so I click on main row, and then there's another top row over here. I can click on this button, then I go back to a few elements I can use. I want to start with a second menu. There it goes. I click on the top row settings. I go to design, background, and I want to make the background blue, the main color. Then I click on menu 2. I go to design. The font color, I want it to be white. When people hover over it, it can be orange. Then I click on the 3 dots. I want to get rid of the uppercase. Bring this back to 11. And then from 700 to 500, I click on publish. Then I go to the top row settings, and the row minimum height, I change that to, let's say, 38. I go back, and I scroll down all the way. I go to menus, create a new menu, and I call this one the top menu. I assign it to header menu 2. Next. Now I can add some items. It depends on what you want. I would like to have some extra information like about us. You can create a page about that. Maybe a blog to attract more visitors through organic results. FAQ, frequently asked questions. We can have a newsletter. And people can get in touch with us. Okay. Nice. We can also have things over here. So if I click on the top row, we can add something over here. How about a call to action? A button, I can also bring it to the center. Then you will see it here. I bring it to the right. Click on it. And then I say, sign up for the newsletter. And when people hover over it, I want it to be transparent. Okay, I want the text to change to orange. Like that. Or if you prefer, white, and make this orange. That's also possible. I like to change the border radius to 25. Okay. Publish. Then I go back. I go to the menus. This is optional. The main menu. Right now we have the shop, the checkout, and the dashboard, but it's just for the sake of the tutorial. Now I want to add some things I would add in a real website, web shop. And in order to do that, I like to go to collections from SureCart, and I like to go add them all. So accessories, PlayStation, game consoles, no game consoles. I get rid of the checkout. I get rid of the shop. I get rid of the dashboard. So accessories, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox. Okay. Then I want to get rid of the digital products. Okay. Cases are below accessories. So we have PlayStation, Xbox, and then let me drag this to the left. This can be buggy sometimes, so I close this, I publish it, and then I go back. Now I go over here to menus, and there is something that looks better in my opinion. And now I can drag this to the left. Below accessories, I can place cases. Where is the PlayStation area? I go to screen options. I want to add collections. This is more stable. So I go for PlayStation, add to the menu. So I want to have PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and then accessories, and below accessories we can have cases. Save the menu. Now I go to the website. Now it looks like this. If I want to change this, I go to the customizer. Let me see. Over here, I click on the 3 dots. And then I want to go to the drop down area. When I hover over it, it drops down. I want to have a solid color. Okay, then I go to design. The font color, I want it to be color 3. The background, I want it to be white. Okay. I want it to be uppercase. Okay, a bit smaller. More bold. Okay. When I hover over it, I want the background to stay the same color. Or yeah, the font I want it to be the same color, but the background I want it to be blue or orange. How about blue and then the text white? Something like that. Okay. I like it. Publish. Close it. So now if I go to PlayStation, I see all the products like this. I want to adjust the look and feel of that. So let me show you how we can make it look more like this. I'll go to the customizer. Then I scroll down to SureCart products. I click on it. And here we see how it looks. First, I want to get rid of the product title. Okay. Then I can decide how I want it to look. Well, this looks most like this. So if I get rid of this, I have 4 in a row. That's what I also want over here. So I say 4 columns in a row. Let's show 12 products. Then there are the cart options. So first I want to show the featured image, just like the homepage. Then I want to have a title. So I get rid of this one. I don't want to have an excerpt. I don't want to have post meta. But the title is way too big. So I go to design, title, make it smaller, and change the boldness to regular. That looks the same, maybe 1 pixel bigger. Okay. Okay. I go back. What else? I go to the featured image. I want it to be square, like here. Here there's a small border around the image. So let's see, I want to have a hover effect like that. And I want to have, let me see, let me go back to design, border radius. Let's say 10 to start with. Then we see a small radius. Also at the bottom, it is what it is. It looks close to what we have over here. It's not exactly the same, but I'm okay with this. I go back. And I want to have the car review effect. Like that. So now, when I go to a collection, it looks like this. It looks so much more similar than this, than what we had before. Only without the filters, but we don't need the filters anymore because we're already in a collection. And one of the filters is a collection. So collections and sort by. So over here, if I would go for PlayStation, I see those 5 products, which I also see when I go to PlayStation. So I don't need to have a filter anymore. So I'm happy with how it looks. And then we go over here, we click on something, and then we go back to this layout, which I really like. So that's how you can adjust the header, make it all look better, and make the whole experience of shopping on your website easier. Since we're here, I want to go to the customizer. Scroll down, I want to go to the footer, edit. I want to have 1 column, which is enough. I go to design. The background, I want it to be blue, like that. Then I click over here, or I click on the 3 dots. I go to design, change the font color to white, change the links to white, and when you hover over it, it becomes orange. Then I go to general. I want to bring everything to the center. I get rid of the copyright text. Current year is okay. I change this for a pipe, shift backslash, and then I can have a few important pages like cookie, policy, return policy, and disclaimer. So I should make those pages. And then I can make it a link, / cookie, policy. Okay. If I don't see it, I can go to the code. Get rid of the capitals. Okay. Copy this, make a link, paste it, and then / return dash policy, and then the latest one, / disclaimer. Okay. Publish, close it. So this is our header. This is our footer. And if we go to the header and we make it smaller, so let's go to the customizer. We click over here and we get this. That's not what I want. So what I will do, I will click over here on the main row. Then there's the mobile menu in the off canvas area, and I select the main menu. So if I click over here, it looks like that. Then I go to the off canvas area, a design. I can make the panel white. Okay, then I go to the mobile menu, design, make the font color 3, change the boldness to 500, make this a bit smaller. Then I go back to general. I go back, let's see, to the off canvas area, panel width, the viewport, let's say smaller, 40. But how does it look on the mobile? Well, too small. So if I would say 80. Okay, so here it's 40, here it's 80. And if you want to, you can have socials here below. And if you want to adjust those, you can click over here and fill that in. When you hover over it, it becomes orange. I like it. So that's how you can optimize your website for all devices. You can also go for the top row, go for the button. And also on the mobile, you'll see that. I bring it to the center. I like it. I like the blue color. Very nice. Close it. Yes. So right now, this is how our homepage looks. We can also use a homepage made with the WordPress editor or with Elementor. Let me show you how. At this moment, our homepage contains all the products, but maybe you want to have a custom homepage with certain products, certain categories. Maybe you want to decide for yourself how you want it to look. Let me show you how you can create your own homepage using the WordPress editor and using Elementor. I hover over New. I click on Page. I call this one Home. Publish, Publish. Now I can create a page using the WordPress editor. If you want to learn how to do that, I'm not totally into the WordPress editor yet. You can search for WordPress editor tutorial or Gutenberg. And there you can learn how to create pages. With the WordPress editor, I can go back, leave the site. I can go to plugins, turn on Elementor, activate it again. Then I go to pages, the home page. I can edit it with Elementor. And as I said before, I have tutorials about that. You can go to YouTube, how to make a WordPress website Ferdy. There it is, a few months old. In-depth tutorial on how to work with Elementor. Or you can download my pre-made homepage for e-commerce websites. So first I go to the settings here. User preferences, I want to make it dark. Turn on editing handles. I click on publish. Then I go over here to the page settings. I turn it here at the page layout to full width. Publish. Then I click on the folder icon, templates, upload, select file. I go to the home page, desktop, ferdy.com resources that we downloaded earlier, WooCommerce, and then there's one page or one file. We can open the JSON file, open it. I click on continue. I enable it and import it. Then I click on insert, apply. Okay. And now we can go, let me see. Let's go back over here. I don't know what happened, but I bring it back to full width. Publish. Now you can change the content. You click on it, change the text, or you triple click. Click over here, you can change the link. You can also click over here and then you see the featured left. Go to the style. Let me see. Background overlay, you can change this image for something else. So if you want to promote another product over there, and then here, you can play around with the position. It's optimized for all devices. So it's a matter of clicking, changing the text. And over here, let's see, console 1. I can have additional options. It's a link, and I can link it to another place. So let me go to Games United. This one is about PlayStation. So I click on PlayStation. I grab this link. I paste it over here. Then I go to console 2. Link. This is about Xbox. Let's go to Xbox. I copy the link. I paste it. And then there is the Nintendo Switch. Copy it. I go to console 3. Additional options. And in that way I can adjust everything. And as I said before, I have a tutorial that shows you in depth how to create a lot of pages. Also an about page, blog page, FAQ. I covered that all in that tutorial, which I just showed you. And then it looks like this, your homepage, which is quite different than this. So it's up to you. If you want to use this as the homepage, let me do something real quick. I go to the customizer. I scroll down to pages. I scroll down. Let me see. Design. And then over here, I change this one to white. So the background is white. And then I can go back all the way down to homepage settings. And I select the homepage as home. So now if I publish this, I close it. Now this is the official homepage. And when you go to this area. You see the categories. And then the whole process stays the same. You can click on a product, add it to the cart, go to the checkout, use a promo code, fill in your details, and all the calculations will be done for shipping, for taxes. Then, finally, we bring this to the live mode. Are you sure? Yes. So now, your website is live. People can buy things. And when people buy things, you get a message, an email in your inbox. You can send the product and then fulfill the order. And in that way, you can make, and then at the same time, the money goes to your bank account. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Keep in mind, I will make a new tutorial if you go to ferdy.com, which is even more focused on SureCart. So search for SureCart. And maybe while you're seeing this, I already have a new tutorial that's shown over here, which will say complete SureCart tutorial. Up until this point, we have been working with the free version of SureCart. What's the deal? Why is it all free? Because there is a transaction fee of 1.9% per product that you sell. So if you sell a product for $100, $1.90 goes to SureCart. So you only pay when you sell things. So there's no risk for you. And that transaction fee is kind of the way how you pay for the beautiful tool. But you can get rid of the handling fee or the transaction fee. Let me show you how, and let me show you when you should do that. And then one last thing, if you go to ferdy.com/SureCart and you go to pricing, what is the difference between the free version, which we have used in this tutorial, and the pro version? Well, over here, everything is free. All the features, the only thing is that you pay 1.9% transaction fee per sale. So if somebody buys something for $100 on your website, you pay $1.90 transaction fee. And for that, you can use the whole service for free. And there's basic support. If you go for a yearly subscription, you pay $179 per year for one website, and there's no transaction fee. Let me do some calculation for you. If you make more than 10,000 euros per year, let's say 10,000 times 0.019 equals $190 in transaction fees. If you make more than $10,000 in your website per year, then I would get started with the Pro plan. Or if you're in it for the long run, you can go for the lifetime plan. You never know how long a lifetime plan will be there. For $499, you can have SureCart Pro running without any transaction fee. That's really nice and interesting if you're planning to make more than $25,000 with your website in the coming years. This is for one website. And you can also keep on using the free version. And as you go, as you start to make more money, then you can decide when it is better to start going for the Pro plan or the Pro plan with a lifetime payment. If you want to go all out, get the best of the best, use it on a lot of websites, then this is the plan for you. If you came to this point in the tutorial, I'm so happy for you. Thank you for watching this. That helps me tremendously because the longer you watch, the better my video will be found. So thank you for that in this way. By only watching it, you're supporting my channel. That's also why I do my best. I believe that when you give, you receive. So I do my best to give you everything I know about this amazing tool. And thank you for watching, for consuming this content. And now I want to talk about a few follow-up videos that you can watch if you want to learn more about SureCart. SureCart has so many more features, but in this tutorial, I want to focus on how to create a web shop. But let's take a look at what you can do. I go to a new tab, ferdy.com, and then I click on the search icon and I search for SureCart. What I will do, I will create an in-depth tutorial about SureCart. Right now it's create an e-commerce website with SureCart. I will also create an in-depth dedicated tutorial about SureCart and cover all the features. So this tutorial you are watching right now, what I will do over here, I will create a complete SureCart tutorial. What else? Over here you see no play button. I will create tutorials on how to create digital products, how to sell online courses. And what I've done, I use tutorials from other people and I will replace them when I have created my tutorial. So a big part of SureCart is creating an affiliate platform around your web shop. So other people can start to promote your products. And when people buy those products through their unique affiliate link that you can give them with the SureCart affiliate platform, then they make money. So you can share the revenue. So other people will promote your website for you and you only pay them when people buy things on your website. That's a big win-win situation. We talked about selling products, but you can also sell subscriptions and manage subscriptions. This is also included in the free version of SureCart. And in this tutorial, Ellen will explain to you how that works. Then there is Mac SiteCrafter. He will explain to you how you can work with donations and SureCart. You can also sell software. So what you do, you can go to YouTube and search for SureCart license, using SureCart for billing and licensing. So there are tutorials about that, how to activate or deactivate your license. Okay, that's something else. Cool, my tutorial appears over here. But when I finish my tutorial about SureCart, I hope it will be included. It will be an in-depth tutorial. As you see, this is 1.5 hours. I like to create in-depth tutorials. So if you go for SureCart tutorial, this is a really awesome dedicated tutorial from Adam Pricer. Mine is 1.5 hours. This one is 35 minutes, 10 minutes, 26 minutes. I like to dive deep when I create tutorials and show everything. So that could be a 4-hour tutorial. I will do my best to create it in August 2025. And if it's available, you will see it over here, complete SureCart tutorial. If you want to learn what else is possible, you can go to SureCart.com. You can go to features, check out global selling, analytics and reporting, payments, affiliate marketing, sell digital downloads, sell courses, and then search for those phrases like, okay, SureCart, SaaS, SureCart, sell digital downloads, SureCart, sell course online. And when you do that on YouTube or on Google, you will see results. So I will do my best to finish that complete tutorial. And in the meanwhile, I hope this video is very helpful for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this was it. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you have an amazing web shop that's set up all on automatic pilot. And I want to thank you for watching this. Thank you for consuming this video. And then I wish you the best of luck in everything you do. God bless you. And I hope to see you in one of my other videos. And I hope those videos will also be really helpful to you. If you have any feedback from me, you can leave it in the comments. I will do my best to answer it. I'm not good at it. Let me be honest with you about it. I like to make videos, but I get so overwhelmed with all the comments. But if you want to like the video, you can also do that. I don't have to respond to likes, but I appreciate them. And then I wish you the best of luck in everything you do. I said it already, so it's time to wrap it up. Bye-bye, God bless, and cheers.